I'm John Carter in Moscow, in Havana, Cuba. Now in Kiev, the capital of Ukraine. I'm John Carter in Petra, right here in communist China, reporting from India. Hi, I'm John Carter in the Solomon Islands. I'm John Carter in Soweto, from El Salvador. I'm John Carter in Sydney, Australia.
John Carter explores America's healthcare crisis.
Hello, friend. I'm John Carter. Welcome today to the Carter Report, because this is another super program. I have with me today one of the world's great health scientists, Dr. John Westerdahl. And we're talking about the greatest health crisis in the history of the United States of America. Would you like to feel better? Would you like to look better? Would you like to have more energy? Would you like to live longer? If you would, this program is for you today. Welcome today to the Carter Report.
Greater Manila is more than 20 million souls. Almost all these beautiful people are ignorant of the true gospel of Christ. Manila needs Jesus. 35 years ago, John Carter came to Manila. Pastor Carter is returning to Manila with an urgent assignment: preach the gospel of Christ and the great truths of the Bible. Don't water down the message. Make it plain, make it clear, make it Christ-centered. The Carter Report needs your help now to light a fire in the Philippines. Your gift will help open the doors of bondage, smash the chains of sin, and open the gates of paradise to thousands of lost souls. The churches have sent out an urgent plea for the Carter Report to return. Help us proclaim the true gospel of Christ to the beautiful Filipino people. Please send your support to the address on the screen, visit our website, or call the Carter Report.
Hello, friend. Welcome today to the Carter Report, and I'm John Carter. We're talking today about the great American health crisis. It concerns you and it concerns me. And with us today we have Dr. John Westerdahl. Glad to have you with us, Doctor.
Good to be with you today, Pastor Carter.
A world-famous health scientist. And we've just had a tremendous session with you, and we're going to have a terrific program now. We thank you for coming. Tell me about this health crisis that's going on today.
You know, we're in a very serious situation when it comes to health in America. In fact, 70% of the patients that are in the hospitals today are there as a result of diet and lifestyle-related diseases.
Just say that again. You said
70% of people in the hospitals are there because of their diet and their lifestyle.
Because of their own bad choices.
Bad choices, exactly.
And because they've been brainwashed by television.
That's true.
You know,
a lot of those unhealthy products you see advertised.
Yeah, and these people who are putting out these television ads advertising this poison food, they don't do it because they love us, do they?
No, it's the toxic American diet, they call it.
Yeah.
And in fact, we're spending more than $3 trillion a year in health care costs. That's staggering.
That's more than the whole Australian economy. More than $3 trillion a year.
That's right.
I think that's more than what we spend on food. I think it's about
There's
double.
A relationship with all that.
$3 trillion.
That's right. And believe it or not, the United States only ranks 35th healthiest nation in the world. So despite our high technology and with this advanced healthcare system we have in the United States and all this, we're only the 35th healthiest nation in the world. We're doing very bad. And the deaths in our country are related to the way we're living. In fact,
tell me, explain this to me, please.
This is showing the leading causes of death in the United States. Heart disease is number one. Cancer is number two. Then we have chronic and respiratory diseases. There are injuries, but then strokes and Alzheimer's. But look at the three leading ones there. They're very high in all these deaths. Now, what's the cause of these deaths? This chart shows what it is. First of all, poor diet and physical inactivity. We're eating a terrible diet, a sad diet, and we're not getting enough activity, exercise. We're sitting around too much, the couch potatoes. Then comes tobacco and alcohol.
I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? Smoking.
Exactly.
I mean, if God wanted us to smoke, somebody said he would have made a chimney in our heads.
That's right.
I mean, this is fancy smoking when we know today that you're puffing cancer down into your lungs.
That's right. It's addictive.
Yeah. America's healthcare crisis, that's what we're talking about today, friends. And we want to tell you how you can live longer and look better and live life to the full. Now, doctor.
And then we talked about that diet, by the way. And
yes.
Death is mostly eat, E-A-T. Take the D and the H off.
Well,
Death
we like eating,
eat.
don't we?
We do.
Yeah, and we're not going to be around if we don't eat.
That's right. We need that. We need food.
But apparently we're eating the wrong stuff.
That's right.
And it's because we have been brainwashed by big companies who don't care about us, but they simply want us to eat their junk food. And then when I turn on American television, I find there's stuff advertising bad food, and then you got heaps of ads that are telling you to take these drugs.
Right.
And they're making billions out of us too.
And the drugs are only Band-Aids for the real problem.
Yeah, so we got this tremendous crisis. Now, there are 8 natural health laws, and you believe that if we follow those health laws, we could beat the healthcare crisis.
God has put 8 natural remedies, 8 natural health laws into nature that we need to follow. We're going to talk about these today.
Yes.
First is nutrition. We'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Exercise, water, sunshine, temperance. Now, temperance is an old-fashioned word, but it just means avoiding bad things for you, like tobacco and alcohol and these types of things, but being moderate even in the healthy things.
Yeah, don't be dumb, in other words.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then fresh air is so important. Rest. And I believe probably one of the greatest health laws of all is trust in the Creator God.
So when things
and when
are
you
going
do that,
bad,
everything fits in.
you can have peace.
That's right.
And peace is a marvelous thing. Now, you really think that these simple health laws actually work today?
I do.
Now, tell me why you think they work.
Because these are related to the lifestyle that we live. And when we live a healthy lifestyle, we can prevent a lot of the illnesses. Now, we're going to start off with the first one, nutrition.
Yes.
I want the viewers today to remember this, if they remember anything else when it comes to diet.
Yeah.
Foods from plants prevent the diseases that are killing us.
Now, let me say to my friends watching out there in TV land, listen to this, because this man has got the facts. He's a world authority. He's a world scientist. And you're saying number one is, what is it?
Nutrition.
Nutrition.
And eating more plant foods, very important. In fact, you know, Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, said way back many years ago, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. You know, when you look at the cultures of the world and their history, food was their medicine.
I had nothing else.
Before there was medicine, there was food.
Yeah.
And they looked at it as food for nourishment, but also that it was giving them health and longevity. So I tell people, eat your medicine, but eat your medicine in healthy foods. And these are the foods that science has shown that are important for us to eat. Nuts and whole grains.
Yeah, can we talk about this?
Fruits and vegetables. Yes, let's talk about some studies here.
What about nuts? Are they important?
Nuts are very important. In fact, this shows nut consumption and heart disease. This is showing the relative risk of heart disease. And the studies show that people who ate nuts at least 5 times per week had a 51% reduction in heart attacks and a 48% reduction in death from heart attacks.
It's amazing.
And you can see the fifth one over there, it's dramatic drop. Now, how many doctors write a prescription, I want you to eat more nuts every day?
The patient would say,
they write a prescription for drugs.
But if the doctor did that, the patient would say, are you nuts?
That's right. They want a drug, right?
Yeah, they want a drug. They want a little pill.
These are all types of nuts that you can eat, and I recommend that when you get these nuts, get the raw types of nuts, not the ones that have all that salt and oil added to it, but the raw nuts are the healthiest. And these are some of the different types of nuts, like almonds and walnuts and so forth. Very healthy for diet. And 5 servings a week, and that's a serving is just a little handful of nuts.
Yeah, well, I eat nuts every day. I don't know what I do without nuts. Now, what about seeds? You had up there seeds.
Yes, seeds fit into that category too. So there's pumpkin seeds.
I've started eating pumpkin seeds.
Okay, those are good. And flax seeds has those omega-3 fatty acids. Now, the other studies that we wanted to show is about whole wheat bread, not that white bread. This shows the relative risk of heart attacks when you have white bread, a mixed diet where you have some white bread and whole wheat, and this is whole wheat. So you can see there's a drop off in the risk of having a heart attack when you eat whole grain, 100% whole wheat bread. This study shows and proves the fact that the whiter the bread, the sooner you're dead.
Oh, that's a good one. Say it again.
The whiter the bread, the sooner you're dead.
Did you hear this? The whiter the bread, the sooner you're dead. Now, I go to Trader Joe's on occasions. I have a number of places where I go regularly. And this is not a commercial, but I go to Costco. You know, I just like the excitement of going to Costco. That's my big high every week when I go to Costco. And then I go to Trader Joe's. And in Trader Joe's and other good stores, they sell sprouted wheat bread.
Yes, that's good.
Ezekiel
4:9. It's based on the Bible, right?
You think it's good bread?
Oh, it's a very good bread, and it's a Bible recipe.
I've been having it for about 6 months.
Good.
I think it's better than normal bread.
It
isn't
is because the carbohydrate content is lower and it's sprouted as far as the flour. But want to eat more of these whole grains.
Yes.
And there's many different types of whole grains. Now the other studies that I wanted to talk about is fruit and vegetable consumption. This has to do with women's probability of dying at midlife, ages 35 to 69. And it shows that the more fruits and vegetables that they eat, that's the low intake at the far right. This is the high intake, that they have significantly less risk of...
Okay, now you're almost going a little bit too fast for me. I've got to digest this. Not only am I eating nuts every day now, I've got to digest what you're telling me. You're talking here about women midlife.
Right.
Especially. And it's beneficial if they do what?
They eat more fruits and vegetables. The more numbers of servings of fruits and vegetables, the lower risk of premature death during the mid-years.
But there are fruits and fruits, are there? Are all fruits the same?
Well, all fruit, there's different fruits. All fruits have different benefits.
But you wouldn't want to just eat bananas, would you?
No. You've got to have a variety.
Well,
now, this study shows men, the same type of study, and it's the same thing, is that the high intake of vegetables and fruit, the lower the risk of dying and prematurely.
Does this sometimes throw out the sugar levels in the blood? If you eat a lot of fruit.
If you eat too much fruit.
Could you get diabetes from eating fruit?
Well, you can keep your blood sugar too high if you have too much fruit. So you want to have moderate amounts of fruit, but you want more emphasis on vegetables.
Yeah.
That's the best thing.
I don't want people calling me up and saying, I've eaten so much fruit, now I'm a diabetic.
Oh, no. You want to be moderate in those good things. Now, here's the other thing about fruit and vegetables, is that it lowers your risk of stroke.
Yes.
For each increment of 3 servings of fruits and vegetables per day, there was a 45% decrease in the risk of death from stroke. And you can see there's 2 different types of stroke. The ischemic stroke, which is one that there's a blockage in the blood vessels in the brain, and then the hemorrhagic, where there's hemorrhage. And all these show that when you eat larger amounts of plant foods, particularly vegetables and fruits, that this reduces your risk of dying of
So up
stroke.
here, I don't see you saying to me you ought to have more Big Macs.
No.
So that doesn't come into
No,
the
when we show
optimum.
those studies, those show the bad results.
So this is good stuff.
This is good stuff that we need to eat.
And
this is food is medicine. That's what it's showing.
Yeah. Why is it so hard for people to follow? Why do people want to get cancer? Why do they want to get heart disease? Why do they want to get strokes?
I don't think they want to, but they're addicted to the wrong types of foods.
They've been brainwashed.
Yeah.
And once they're caught on this merry-go-round, it's pretty hard to get off it, isn't it?
It is. It's a struggle for people, but they can. And I've worked with a lot of people.
Yes.
Now, this shows the protective elements that we find in fruits and vegetables. Potassium lowers your blood pressure. Folate or folic acid helps to prevent high blood homocysteine levels, which can damage your heart. Fiber. The fiber you find in these fruits and vegetables can help you lower your blood pressure. They lower your cholesterol and keep blood sugar under control. They have these antioxidants that God has put within these colorful fruits and vegetables that fight against disease such as cancer and Alzheimer's, such as vitamin C.
Now, this is tons better than fruit juice, isn't it?
Yes, eating the whole fruit.
Yeah.
Eating the whole fruit and the whole vegetable.
You get a tremendous whammy of sugar when you have a glass of orange juice. Isn't this true?
Yes, so it's better to eat the whole orange.
Yeah.
As opposed to, because you can get a lot of oranges into one glass.
Yeah, and God never designed it that way, did he?
No, not really. He's
No.
packaged it with other things.
Okay.
Now, the American College of Lifestyle Medicine, which I believe is the most important medical society in the country today, these are the physicians that are trying to get people back on a healthy lifestyle. They have made this statement. For the treatment, reversal, and prevention of lifestyle-related disease and chronic diseases, the American College of Lifestyle Medicine recommends an eating plan based predominantly on a variety of minimally processed vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. So eating more this way.
Now, Doctor, these people are not people on a crusade for the Bible, are they?
No, these are scientists of all faiths and no faith.
These are tough scientists.
They are.
But what they're saying virtually is, and some of them are not aware of this, of course, they're saying if you want to be healthy, you better follow the diet that is prescribed in the Bible.
That's what it shows. This is scientific.
Yeah.
This is not just a religious philosophy.
Yeah.
This is what hard science is showing.
And so, for an atheist, he can be blessed by the Bible too, can't he?
That's right. And the Christian that doesn't eat that way
Yeah.
can be suffering.
Yeah. Would you read this again?
Yeah, now this is the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, which I'm a member of. This is the world's leading society of professional nutritionists in the world, and they've made this statement. It is the position of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics that appropriately planned vegetarian, including vegan diets, are healthful, nutritionally adequate, and may provide health benefits for the prevention and treatment of certain diseases. They go on to say that vegetarians and vegans are at reduced risk of certain health conditions, including ischemic heart disease, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and certain types of cancer and obesity. Here you have the leading nutrition society in the world saying this is a healthier way to go.
Let me just say a word to all my friends who are watching this television program. Hey, this is exciting, isn't it? We're discovering today how we can live longer and look better and overcome all these diseases. Now, some of you may be saying, this is too much, this is overwhelming. But I want you to know God can help us. We may feel that we can't do it, but with Jesus, all things are possible. Don't you believe this?
I believe that.
Yeah, and Paul said, I can do all things through Christ.
Yeah.
Give us some tips for eating a healthy vegetarian diet,
Yeah,
please.
a lot of people get confused about how do I get on a vegetarian diet?
Yeah,
How do
I
I
know.
eat this plant-based diet that the medical people are saying we should eat? Well, the first thing is eat mostly whole plant foods, not the processed foods, but the whole food. The second one is to include 5 to 9 servings of vegetables and fruits daily in your diet, including a variety of colors. Here we have the color wheel. You want all these different colors, a rainbow of colors, as well as plenty of dark green leafy vegetables, and include raw plant foods in your diet daily if possible, and don't overcook your vegetables. Very important. People in some areas of the country, they kill their vegetables.
Yeah, they kill it.
You want to try to include at least 35 grams of fiber in your diet each day from a variety of different plant foods. You only find fiber in plant foods. The average American only gets 11 grams. Minimize processed foods as much as possible, especially avoid those foods that contain refined carbohydrates. Eat mainly complex carbohydrates found in peas, beans, whole grains, and vegetables.
Can I just throw this in because I'm enjoying this immensely today? I've got a copy here. I only saw this last night, Consumer Reports. It's got an article here entitled, look at this, would you? It's almost disgusting.
Yes.
Danger at the deli.
Right?
Look at this, my friend. It's talking about processed meats.
They're the worst.
Oh, goodness me. Are you telling me something? It says here that it's more than, now this would be conservative, more than 70,000 Americans die every year of cancer and heart disease because they eat processed meats.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, it's poison.
It is.
Yeah.
It's toxic food, and you wouldn't want to know what's in those processed meats. They put all parts of the animal.
Yeah, yes, and stuff you wouldn't want to know. Now, this is from Consumer Reports. It says, if you're eating those processed, you say processed.
Right.
I say processed because I come from a different part of
realize
the world.
that.
Yeah, but we're getting on well, aren't we?
Right.
But listen, if you want to avoid some of these terrible disgusting diseases, then don't eat these processed meats. That's number one. But more than this, get on a healthy vegetarian diet, a plant-based diet. Is this right?
That's right. And see, here's another one we want to eliminate. Trans fatty acids, another processed oils they put hydrogen through and try to make them solid. And we want to rely more on whole foods, such as nuts, seeds, and avocados. Those are healthy fats to use. Use vegetable oils only in moderation because those are very concentrated, but the oil of the Bible, the unrefined, extra virgin olive oil, is more of an optimal type of oil to
tell
use.
me, because I like that, so I want to hear some good news today. Tell me about the extra virgin cold-pressed olive oil.
So unfortunately, a lot of these olive oils on the market, they've been processed, they've been decolorized, they've been purified.
Yeah.
You want it like the days of the Bible. Extra virgin, first cold pressed, unrefined and unfiltered.
You're listening to this, my friend. This is important.
If it's a little cloudy, that's good because that's retaining all those healthy types of phytochemicals.
Now, how much is one allowed per day of?
Well, olive oil still is a fat, so you want to be moderate in your cooking with it.
Mainly monosaturated fats.
Yeah, they're monounsaturated, which is a healthier type of fat.
Not a lot of saturated fat.
No, not very much saturated fat.
But how much? Come on, I want you to tell me. How much can I have?
How much can you have?
Yeah, I'm asking. I want to know.
I would use it just in limited amounts.
Yeah, I know, but
I wouldn't go more a tablespoon or so a day.
A tablespoon?
Yeah, just lightly cook with it.
Yeah, not a teaspoon.
Because there's 40 olives in one tablespoon.
I never knew. I'm learning something here today. 40 olives?
And 1 tablespoon of olive oil. So you got to know they're concentrated fats because I studied that. I know that. I've been an expert in olive oil, actually.
Yeah.
And Greek olive oil is amongst the best in the world, by
That's
the
the
way,
best.
because they use the Cornici olives.
I'm told the Italian olive oil is not so good.
Not necessarily, because there's been some adulteration with some of those olives. So you have to
hear
watch,
this, folks?
You have to get it from a good company.
But they say Spanish olive oil is okay and Greek olive oil.
Greek olive oil is the best in the world.
Oh, and did you know Australian olive oil is the best in the world?
Okay, you have a little bias there.
Okay.
And the other thing is we want to use less salt, and for your flavorings, use more natural herbs.
Yeah.
Now, and then instead of milk, there are plant-based milks such as soy milk and almond milk is alternative to dairy milk. They don't have all that saturated fat and cholesterol.
You think soya milk's okay?
I do.
Somebody told me, now you're the expert, I don't know anything about this, not a lot anyhow. They say that soya milk and stuff can affect your hormones. Have you heard this?
I've heard that. That's a myth.
It's a myth?
It's a myth. There's phytoestrogens in those, not estrogen. They look like they're kind of similar to estrogen, but they're from plants. They actually prevent different types of cancer.
So if I eat soy and if I drink soya milk, I'm not going to get a squeaky voice.
No, you won't.
No.
That is a myth, and we're going to address that in a little bit.
Okay.
The other thing is to use plant proteins instead, such as beans, legumes, and soy foods in place of the meat, fish, and poultry if you want to get on this vegetarian diet.
Okay. Tell me about some of the superfoods.
Okay, there are a number of wonderful foods that I encourage people to eat more of. But first of all, I want you to remember, all these plant foods prevent the diseases that are killing us.
Yeah.
And let's go over some of these foods.
So this is good news, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Now, acai berries is one of the superfood everyone's talking about today because acai berries have some wonderful...
Acai.
Acai, it comes from Brazil.
Yeah.
And these are tropical fruit, rich in antioxidants.
Can I make a confession?
Yeah.
I've been calling it acai.
Acai. Yeah. That's what most people do.
Oh, I know.
But it's acai.
Acai, my friend, understand this, and you are an immediate health scientist. Acai berries.
And they combat premature aging.
Yeah.
They fight against free radicals. They have some wonderful phytochemicals in them that can help you to improve your health. Acai extracts, by the way, this is a study showing that acai berry extracts can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease and cancer.
Yes.
And you can find them in all the different stores today that they're selling acai, and they're mixing up acai bowls.
They're not full up with sugar, are they?
They have natural sugar, and some of them will add a lot of sugar to, so you want to try to avoid those.
I saw some down at Costco. I'll have to go check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, cinnamon is also a traditional spice that's a natural remedy, and that's a very good thing to include in your diet.
So I can have some cinnamon buns.
Not cinnamon buns, but the regular cinnamon is good. Because it has anti-inflammatory compounds. It helps with pain and stiffness and muscle joints. Cinnamon is a wonderful herb, and it actually has anti-inflammatory compounds and carminative, which means it helps to relieve gas if people get bloated a lot by having cinnamon in their diet. And what's very interesting, it helps to control blood sugar, which is good news for type 2 diabetics.
Yeah, I never knew that. That's amazing.
There's actually a compound in its long name, methyl hydroxychalcone polymer. This is a compound that increases glucose metabolism in cells, and it actually mimics insulin function. So that's why
that's amazing. That's
so
cinnamon.
You can sprinkle this on instead of sugar on your food.
So get some cinnamon.
Get some cinnamon.
Yeah, get some cinnamon.
And flax is the new fish oil. You know, a lot of people want to get their omega-3 fatty acids. Well, you can get it from plant sources that provide the lignans and doesn't have any concern about pollutants from fish and so forth.
Now, let me tell you, Dr. Sain, we got more material than we're going to get through in this program today. So can we run through this a little faster?
Yeah, we'll go for it.
Because I don't want to miss out on any of this stuff.
So I'm going to say a lot of things. I'm not going to read everything here, so we'll just move forward. Okay, so they're high in omega-3 fatty acids. Get flaxseed, grind it up, put it in your foods. We're going to show a recipe sometime on that.
What else we got here?
Another thing is mangoes. Mangoes are packed nutrients with antioxidants, vitamins A and C. Include more mangoes in your diet.
Oh, I like mangoes.
And they have anti-cancer effects. They boost the immune system, and they're good for eyes, skin, and health. Okay.
See what else we got coming up here. What's this?
Here we have soybeans.
Yeah.
Soybeans actually, there's all those myths about soy. They actually have protective factors against breast, colon, rectal, lung, and stomach cancer.
Yeah.
And so soybeans actually are an anti-cancer food, and it's a healthy thing to eat in your diet.
Yeah. Well, Doctor, we've been talking about lots of amazing foods, lots of amazing stuff. We haven't had time today to get into exercise and fitness. All of these are tremendously important. But if we follow these amazing health laws, which are also taught in the ancient Hebrew scriptures, you and I are going to live longer, feel better, look younger, and live life to the full. Thank you for joining us today. And until next time, may God richly bless you.
Time. It takes only a minute to have eternal life. How can you get saved in a minute? It's simple. First, believe that Jesus was the Son of God. Second, accept His free gift of eternal life. And then you're saved. It's not hard. It doesn't take any time. You can be saved in a minute right now. Pray with me. Lord God, I realize that I am a sinner. My sin has separated me from you. I accept that your Son, Jesus Christ, died for me. I ask Jesus into my heart. If you prayed this prayer, you are saved. The next thing to do is tell someone. Fellowship with other followers of Jesus. Get baptized. Read your Bible and pray. Choices. We make them every day, all day. The most important choice you will make in your life is whether to choose eternal life or let it pass you by. If you'd like more information about your new life, call the number and visit our website.
For a copy of today's program, please contact us at P.O. Box 1900, Thousand Oaks, California, 91358. Or in Australia, contact us at P.O. Box 861, Terrigal, New South Wales, 2260. This program is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you. We thank you for your continued support. May God richly bless you.